Good afternoon, good evening, good night, and Merry Christmas, and welcome to my toy room. So we're going to start it off on the good old toy tour of 2023. Just a normal door with crazy nonsense. Good old football days, and a few little reviews here from, some of the AEW, TNA, all those kind of guys thinking that the toy room is pretty cool. Then we move on over Halloween Guts hat, Scream, just other little representations. A lot of physical media. You got to get the physical media.
Gotta have it.
Because let's be honest, if you leave your entertainment in the hands of the Netflix and stuff of the world, you're going to be disappointed one day when they remove stuff. But then we're moving on to my carded Star Wars guys. A lot of basic figures. You kind of see like the timeline of when I really started collecting again, because you got Force Awakens, and then obviously the new vintage collection stuff. There's some older vintage collection mixed in here, but generally it's everything that's started since the re-release.
Got some Saga.
Yeah, a few Saga, a couple good ones, a couple Juno Eclipses, the McQuarrie one, which I think is a cool one. Obi-Wans and all those kind of things. Never give up, Port of Life. Random Funkos here and there, but nothing too extraordinary. There's a few heavy hitters in here. Here's a good heavy hitter. We got the Crate Skywalker, which never came out.
Really? I saw that once, and I didn't get it because his eyes were painted ridiculously off, and thought, nope.
It's so weird that that's the one that got big. And here's some of my vintage collection, obviously, or the original vintage figures. I got them in this little old watch carrier thing. Pretty cool. I don't have a ton. I pick them up as I can. Obviously, recently the prices have gone pretty high, so it's hard to get there. A few of the Disney, holiday droids that are cool, that I like. And just a few more basics. A few of my actual vintage carded figures. Here, another rare boy, which is weird that this one's so rare, but the Rise of Skywalker Rey is weirdly rare.
I definitely saw that in TJ Maxx and didn't get it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that I think it's kind of skipped retail and bounced around. One of my favorite figures that I finally was able to acquire is the Blu-ray Luke Skywalker there. And then we keep cruising.
Not a Blu-ray, but Blu-ray.
And then a few of my little, I think these were Hot Wheels that came out.
Matchbox.
Really?
I think so.
Either way. Hot Wheels, Matchbox, whatever they are.
Doesn't matter.
Cool. It was a cool, fun line. I think they're like $4 a piece. Just a nice little representation. You got your big old speeder down below. One of my last big purchases from Toys R Us.
Wee.
Really wish I had some better way to display that, but it is what it is.
It's pretty cool.
We'll start back up top. A few more of the Rebels line. You got the Jedi Temple Guard, which is another rare boy. I know that thing goes for quite a bit, and I actually found him at Celebration Orlando a few years back for like $25. The original Black Series. For those that don't know, it started like that. So then we cruise down a little bit to some of the retro cards. I've slowed down on these, obviously, but I get the ones I like now. Then we move to a few more Micro Machines, stuff like that, and then we got Pose, X-Wing, and then little Lukey Tukies vintage collection X-Wing.
You need a loop to go in there.
And then we move on to we're out of the Star Wars section and we're into kind of my 90s slash wrestling area. We got I think those original San Francisco toy makers, if I'm not mistaken. Series 1, Series 3, piecing those together. Cruising on down, you got the vibrator ones, the famous the famous vibrators, and then we go down to just some more modern carded wrestling figures.
Those are sweating ones.
A few bangers here and there, but generally just kind of regular. That one day, if I want to move on from them, I can, but I like them for now. And then we will hop on over to more 90s. So we'll start let's see here. We got some. Oh, we got all sorts of craziness. But we'll got Power Ranger movies, original Ranger cards, VR Troopers. A pretty good amount of those carded. One Masked Rider. I would like to get a few more of those, but we'll get there eventually. Star Trek. I do want to fill this up. This is kind of my long game. One of those days when you go to the store and you can't really find anything, you can always find Next Gen. The whole wave of the Lost in Space. You got your Captain Planets. Got to have a few Captain Planets in your life. I would like to complete that line, but you know, all in good time. It's my motivation right there. It's my lady. That's why I came back from the war. It was just for her.
Ooh la la.
We got Waterworld. Just one of those weird movies that I really liked. Pop on down. We got some Hercules, Legendary Journeys,
Hercules.
American Gladiators. I've been in and out of that line a few times now.
Giggity.
And then we go to some more Arnold. We got Last Action Hero, Terminator, Lord of the Rings, which I'm dabbling in, X-Files, Independence Day, and Babylon 5, which I do want to get some more of. So that's the hanging wall. You know, obviously we've got storage and lightsabers and Legos and just stuff that I haven't opened or been able to open because I can't bring myself to open this quite yet. But Uncle BJ got that for me from last Christmas.
Glad you dig it.
I can't bring myself to do it. But a few ultimates and stuff, and then we move over to we do have a pinball, digital pinball machine.
That's what you need. It's a ping pong.
Skee ball that is currently occupied with junk, but we'll get there. And we cruise on over. Keep cruising, just keep cruising. As the great Pauly Shore once said. I think he said it
A few times.
Random DTOF, we've got the HasLab, why am I brain farting, Razor Crest. And then the retro figures for that. I thought that was a good way to display that. Then we have like two shelves of my DTOLs of just kind of knick-knacky stuff from my childhood. Just random toys, Mighty Max, an Omega X-Brain Wing, my original DeLorean from Universal Studios.
Who's the doggy right there?
Spike from Rugrats. Oh. And somehow, as a kid, both of these actually, I was able to keep through my entire childhood, which is kind of mind-blowing. It's the Joker car.
Awesome.
So that's, pretty expensive. Then you got your BK Kids Club, loose VR Troopers, Kablam figures that I've found over time. Then we keep cruising, and we got my Back to the Future wave. We got a DeLorean, a lot of the NECA guys. There's actually one hanging back there. Big one behind there. It's kind of hard to see, but just a few guys.
It's there, though.
Hopefully the wave's done, because I kind of run out of room. I could probably do one or two more, but yeah, pretty cool wave. I'm glad they did those, definitely. I think that's a great line that they knocked out of the park. And then we got just a little, my sports fandom, the original Jaguars thing, but that's that. And then we move on to kind of the arcade section, NFL Blitz, Ninja Turtles, which my kids have put hours and hours and hours on that. Simpsons, Kylo Ren / Buff Daddy with his Buff Daddy hat that I got at a live show. Pac-Man, and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I got kind of a temporary home for my Ultimates, my WWE Ultimates, in box. I don't know what I'm doing with those, but for now I've got room for them so they can hang out here. Then I condensed my AEW guys to right here. If you watch any of the Toy Hunt videos, you've seen them kind of in and out on that line. Some of them are great, but the reality is the distribution has just been kind of rough on those. So it's hurt me there. We got a few Power Town along with an original AWA ring. I do have the ropes for it. And then we've got Toy Biz, I believe. The Toy Biz WCW guys. Not the best way to display them. I've got to figure out a better way to do that. And then just a few Arnold Pops with my first ever attempt at a display there. So it's a little rough, so it got the pop treatment. And then we're going to move on to the wrestling guys. And then we got some bone crunching action figures, which one of the god ones fell over there, but it's kind of like I really don't want to mess with it because it's going to be bad whenever I do have to mess with it. So I dabble in those. I definitely want to get those, but cruising on down, we got a little raw set, and then we hit our DTOF section. So this is all active guys on the main roster. I dabble. Just the main guys that I really like, I will buy, but other than that, I leave them there. And then we cruise down. We got WCW / NWA, or everything like pre Monday Night Wars here. And then we cruise down again to the like 80s, 90s, WWE. And then we got my kind of creme de la creme down here, my very special Hogan shelf. These are all WWE Elites or Ultimates on the Mattel line.
Don't bring these to the 10 roof.
Do not bring those to the 10 roof. It will not go well for you. And then we'll cruise on over. Some more WWE. This is kind of like the new gen era of guys here. Cruising on up. Got some more new gen guys. And we hit the WWE / NWO / WCW. But NWO, we got Wolfpack, we got LWO. Guys there. And then we got my kind of random, I just like these figures.
Hell yeah.
Shelf. Some original AJ's First Elite, a really good Becky Lynch, Macho Cream of the Crop, Ultimate, whatever they call their, AEW calls theirs, Britt Baker. And then we cruise to the tippy top up here on top of the shelf. We got a little Raw stage, Monday Nitro scale ring, the original WCW belt from my childhood. It's got Eric Bischoff, Y2J, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, autographs on it. And then we have these guys all loose, one representation from each guy that were made from this line. I think they're San Francisco toy makers, but don't quote me on that. So they're all there. And then we cruise down. We hit our Happy Time managers. Announcers, things like that from the Mattel line.
I need that Bischoff.
And then we've got kind of WCW. This kind of fluctuates between NWO era and before and after, so it's kind of like a little mismatch between. We got the new Rick Steiner back there. Pretty cool. Ultimo Dragon from Boss Fight Studios, who I know it's not a Mattel, but it's the closest that we're ever going to get, and it's a freaking sweet figure.
That's cool.
Attitude Era. Below that, Nation Domination, different Godfather, Chainsaw Charlie, R.I.P. Terry Funk. Then we got, we got the more, we got the Heart Foundation, D Generation X, Rick Rude, a couple incarnations of it there. And then we move over to, these are kind of the retired, not with the company, passed away shelf, kind of a mishmash. We got Edge, Austin from his Mania thing, Stardust, Bray Wyatt from his Fiend Ultimate form. And then we move up to kind of the Ruthless Aggression time frame. Ric Flair's retirement match, Brock Lesnar, Scott Steiner, etc. Then we move on up to some more WCW, post NWO kind of era of guys. Bret Hart, a couple of good guys there.
I love that Goldberg is spitting.
He's got his fire coming through there. And then we move on to the ladies. This is like all incarnations of the ladies, from legends to current day people. A couple good ones in there, like the OG Paige with the old NXT women's belt. If you know, you know.
AJ.
And now, and then we'll show you just kind of this down here real quick. Kind of the graveyard of didn't make the cut guys. just dozens and dozens of extra guys. We got Darby Allin. We got a sweet Vader. I mean, that's a great Vader. And
Shoot, I want that Vader.
Just doesn't make the cut, so they go into the little crib there. All right, then we're going to come over to the Star Wars section of my cabinet. Some Star Wars exclusive or Celebration exclusives up there. And then we got General Madine, just because I think it's funny. I know it's like the most common figure that you could get from a vintage.
That was the first vintage figure that I got when I started recollecting.
Yeah, it's just like it's an easy no-brainer one there. But we'll make our way down. So we'll start here with some sideshows. My whole top row is Hot Toys / sideshows. So we got Old Man Luke before they ruined him. Anyway,
Seconds before.
Yeah, seconds before they ruined him. Episode 1, terribly unrepresented, and a little ET hanging out there because, again, if you know, you know. Attack of the Clones, again, severely underrepresented in the Black Series line, personally. A few good there, but not great. We got episode 3.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. I think they need to run a few of those back, but joint wise and everything else, but that's all right. We got Mando and Grogu, Hot Toy. That's a beauty. Hot Toys just does killer work if you can afford it. I mean, because you're really talking, at the end of the day, you're talking one of these, or you come down. You get Grogu hanging out. So it's basically like you can have one of these, or you can basically buy all of these for the same price. Yeah, it's really about what it comes out to. Mm-hmm. Well, at least pre expensive days that we are in now. But this is the New Hope shelf.
Before the dark times.
Then we come down to Empire. Empire's kind of a little lazy on the representation, really.
So you have General Veers.
Considering what Empire is, but is what it is. Now Return of the Jedi, on the other hand, and I've still got 3 or 4 figures that need to go in there. So wow, the amount of figures they put out for Return of the Jedi is pretty impressive. So kind of strange that they get the most representation probably out of all the movies. Not ending with Clone Wars or Mandalorian. Back up, we got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Darth Vader. It comes with his little stand here. That was the Comic-Con exclusive to it. And then we got Captain Rex, which I've been informed will be stolen by the end of the day today. And then we go back to another exciting time of the Black Series / Star Wars fandom with The Force Awakens. Great super time, and hunting these guys and getting excited, not knowing what and who these guys were. So obviously some of them mean more than others in this line. And then we get to the Heartbreak Hotel that is The Last Jedi. For all its faults, it did have some cool looking character designs like the Praetorian Guards and Akbar before they did what they did to Akbar. But yeah, I think you get a good Poe out of that line, but that's really all you kind of get out of that line, face character wise, that I think is good. Then we cruise down to a little bit of redemption with the Rise of Skywalker. Again, I think underrepresented, but it is what it is. Again, some cool figures. Dark Ray. You get the snowtrooper with his little cloak and everything, so that's a cool one. Not bad. Then we cruise on up to the very tippy top here to kind of like a little weird statue / Obi-Wan representation.
It's pretty awesome.
If you ever go to a toy show here in Florida, you're bound to find this for like $5. Apparently somebody bought a lot of them at some point, and they just clearance them out for like literally $5. So not too bad. And then we go back to the good old days of my lightsaber collecting, from when I had season passes to Disney. Obviously these aren't like scaled perfectly and they're a little bulky, whatever, but they do the trick for sitting in a glass case. Then we cruise down to Bad Batch and my Clone Wars set there. Kind of self-explanatory, good guys, bad guys. That's an expensive shelf right there.
Yeah.
And then we keep cruising, and we're moving on to not Clone Wars, sorry. We got Rebels and the Obi-Wan series represented here. Obi-Wan did get a fair amount of figures. I cannot complain about the figures that Obi-Wan got put out. It's a little annoying how they put them out, with the Target exclusives and Walmart exclusives and all those kind of things were kind of a pain in the butt. But you get that great Vader with half his face gone. And then the Rimmel's crotches. And then we got, what do we got here? Solo and some Book of Boba Fett. Which, again, Book of Boba Fett, severely underrepresented. I mean, we got what? That's really about it. I don't know that there's many other.
You got Christensen.
Is he technically, or is he Mando? I guess he is probably. Yeah, he's Book of Fett.
Book.
So I got to get him, but he's still
like
a little too much right now. So I'm long gaming him. More lightsabers. Some more statues up here and some more Black Series, but we'll get there. Some more lightsabers, couple cool ones, pre Sith, Kylo Ren, things like that. Mando, obviously the most represented, really, of all the Black Series lines right now. And that's not counting all the extra Mandos that have come out that you could get. So there's a few of those that are missing, but I don't need every single Mando.
Yes, you do.
Then we got kind of a tie-in. So we moved down. We got Rogue One, and we got the Andor series. Left a little room for extra Andor as we are getting a season 2 of Andor, and I'm sure we'll get some more Rogue One figures eventually. And then we keep cruising down to the bottom here, where we run into my miscellaneous EU gaming greats, anything like that. A very cool George Lucas. A diverse cast here for sure, but I think you get when you set your rules, it all makes sense to you. So looks pretty good.
You could put Hondo in Clone Wars.
Yeah, but he's set up as an old man, so it doesn't technically work there. If anything, it would work probably in Rebels. Then we move over to kind of the empty shelves, kind of the empty spaces, but we got Wandering Obi-Wan here. Pretty good one. And then we got just a tiny little representation below. I
feel like this action figure his portrayal in the show was kind of based on this concept.
Yeah, it definitely was. And obviously this came first, so it was pretty cool. Kind of an idea that they went with there.
Ooh.
And then obviously the new Ahsoka Black Series, and waiting to be filled up with
put your night trooper in there, bro.
More shows and more things like that. We got Hot Toys Rey from Force Awakens when hopes were still high.
Good looking figure.
I mean, it's still a great figure, and I still love the movie, so it is what it is. A few random Black Series bikes, weapons, statues.
What's that poster from?
That is the first ever thing released for The Force Awakens.
I know that one too.
From Celebration, so it's really pretty cool there to be there in the room for that. Again, you got a Leia hot toy and a few helmets represented here. And then right behind, we got a few good things here right behind you there, Uncle BJ. We got just stuff that we
so much stuff.
Being an adult and you can't get to everything at one time, but so plenty of things to open, plenty of things to get to eventually. Super 7s need to be opened up, but we'll get there eventually.
Sure.
And then we've got some foosball. You got your little table for what's it called, shuffleboard.
Is it?
Yep. And I need to level it out because that should not do that. So gotta level it out a little bit. It's gone a little wonky, but we are going to take a quick break and then we're going to get on to the Power Rangers. Alright, now we're moving on to Power Rangers. Up top we've got a few Megazords, Tiger Zords. A lot of those are just empty boxes. There is one actually that you can't even see is an original Megazord behind all those mint in box sealed original. And then we've got kind of the Grails. We got some Alien Rangers and Alien boards. Paid way too much money for those, but was one of those things I kind of just had to have it. I knew it wasn't. It was a fair deal. It wasn't a great deal, but there's only one time that you're ever going to get them all at once. So we're gonna. Then we've got some there. So we'll start over near the Star Wars, and we'll make our way over the best we can. So we start here with the.
These are great.
These are Hasbro's Lightning Collection. All the incarnations. These ones on the front row are the updated, like, Ultimate Edition of these guys. So pretty cool there. And then you got the Ninja Eddie, Season 2 Rangers, Gold guys, armored up people. So basically buying the same figure like 6 times. Speaking of buying the same figure 6 times, we've got Megazord, Dragon Zord, I think it's Mega Dragon Zord, the incarnations of those. So we come down, we've got all the incarnations of the Ninja Megazord, Shogun Megazord, Shogun Mega Falcon Zord, Ninjor. I do need to get another Ninjor so I can represent him in his battle mode. Come down a little bit, we got a Red Ranger helmet, another Red Ranger card signed by the original actor. The lighting over here is not great, so we're gonna try to show you as best as we can. We got a Pink Ranger, Blue Ranger helmet, another incarnation of the Zords. I need to get a few more representation of those Zords to get them
Make
all.
sure you watch Brad's video from what is it, Ranger Stop?
Yep.
And where he talks to the guy who
made
some of the props for the show. Is really awesome.
A lot of these are the original movie Power Rangers, Ninja Eddie, Falcon, Zeo, Turbo, etc. And we cruise over here, and we got kind of like the, I think these are called 3-0.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the sideshow versions of the Power Rangers here, with a morpher, etc. And then we come down and we hit the Thunder Megazords. We start off with the Tiger Zords, each incarnation of the Tiger Zord, all complete with all their red rubies and everything. So that was a fun challenge to get all those, to get those represented properly. We come down to get Tommy's White Ranger. You have the Master Morpher with all of Jason David Frank's representations in the Power Ranger community there. Show up below that's empty because it's waiting for a Black Ranger helmet, and show up below that is empty because it's waiting on a Yellow Ranger helmet. That's got the Yellow Morpher, but these are the more incarnations of the Shogun Zords and the Ninja Zords, and then we go up to the 2 incarnations of the Thunder Zord. So the kind of the battle mode and the transport mode. So you got to have all those there. And then we come up to more Lightning Collection. This is Zeo Rangers in the front. A few more Lightning Collections in the back, but then a lot of the Saban, Bandai Power Ranger line that happened before Hasbro bought the Power Ranger line. Alright, then we can move over to my shelves, which I'm going to step back and let BJ record. That way he can get better light. Starting at the top, we've got the Turbo Megazords, the different incarnations of those, and in space. I try to stay within the Zordon era of Power Rangers, and then we come down to the Zeo Zords. We got Pyramidas, and all the different Zeo Zords there. And then we get a little silly. We get into the Power Ranger movie from 2017, I believe. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, so I do try to get a few things from that.
I did too.
Along with the original Command Center play area with original flip heads to fill it out.
What are flip heads?
They are the auto-morphing figures where you hit the belt, and basically it was a really cool idea of how they did it back in the day, where you could get a civilian ranger and then they morph by their heads literally flipping. Little display I've got up here with the Alien Rangers of Aquitar. That came out really good. Then we got the Space Rangers. Again, more Zordon era figures there. And then we drop on down to the Super Sevens. Oh lord, that's like black. Here, come over here.
I know, I was trying to get a good close up.
So Super 7s. Little display there, hard to see. Again, lighting's not the best in here. Let's start over here at the top. We've got movies. We got the Power Ranger movie figures, the McDonald's guys, the Jetty coin set, and just some original movie guys there. Underneath that, we got a few odds and ends. We got like the Barbie doll versions of the pink and yellow Rangers, and then we got the I think they're 8-inch Power Rangers. I have a Black Ranger in box that I'm deciding on whether to rip open to put up there, but I'm gonna try to long game that and
Do it.
eventually find a Black Ranger. Below that, we get to the bad guys. We got Rita, we've got Goldar, and we got all the, not all, I shouldn't say all, but a good amount of boxed and loose Power Ranger bad guys from the show, as well as a few, Funko Pops. This is probably my favorite part of the entire collection. Below that is my Lightning Collection bad guys, putties. I got a Ivan Ooze egg that I got from Ranger Stop. I think it's B51, B15 decals. Creates those 3D printed.
Coco Beware.
But I was able to take a lot of the Super 7 accessories and move them over to the Lightning Collection putties and really add to them. But below that, we got a lot of the original bad guys, aliens, knick-knacky stuff, a complete original Mighty Morphin Fan Club box. Then we have some more battle boards from the Power Rangers that I need to complete. Obviously, I need the black and blue, and then a few Zeo Rangers that I need to complete. Some long game stuff, and just a lot of knick-knacky Power Ranger cycles. The things that us poor kids played with, because that was a good, easy way to get a lot of figures and kind of have the universe there. And then we keep moving to the Carrier Zords. We got, oh lord, why am I brain farting? Anyway, we got him, and then we got a bunch of Funko Pops. We got Titanus, and we got Tor the Shuttle Zord. That's the names. And some Funko Pops that just came out, along with some weapons behind, the blasters, Saba, the Gold Ranger staff, etc., etc. And then we move down a little further. We got a Power Morpher, kind of the Tommy 2-pack there, Dragon Sword, some Time Force, which is outside the realm of what I collect, but I like Time Force. Kind of grown to love that show. Power Rangers phone there. A few, again, some more knick-knacky stuff. Call up Zordon, see what he's doing.
Alpha's on the phone for you, Zordon.
He's killing the dial-up. And some Disney Adventure magazines, things like that. Just, random knick-knacky stuff.
Awesome.
Then we kind of go to some entertainment stuff. So this is my Doctor Who call box with kind of my 90s DVD collection. We got everything from Hey Dude, Ren and Stimpy, Are You Afraid of the Dark, all the way down to VR Troopers, which is VR Troopers and Beetleborgs, which physical media on those come out to like $75 per season. So big boy there. Hulk Hogan's autograph, Major Pod stuff. My Biker Scout from when I was in the 501st, pre like 17 kids. And then we got onto some Black Series helmets and a very special painted Stormtrooper there by Uncle BJ himself.
What?
A few autographs, photo ops, Gina Carano playing Cara Dune, Hulk Hogan, obviously. And then we come over to my TV setup for the man cave. So we've got, this one is hooked up to the internet, Xbox, things like that. This one is obviously hooked up to the Sega and the Xbox 360. This one, VHS, so right now it's playing some old 90s VHS Inspector Gadget. 80s, 90s, yeah. All in that little thing there. We got a Super Nintendo. That's got my little art piece right there with the Star Wars stuff. But we got a Super Nintendo. We got a Nintendo 64, VHS, Xbox. Again, more physical media. Dragon Balls. Hercules, Alf, Jetsons, Saved by the Bell, He-Man, That 70s Show, The Munsters, dinosaurs, just all the things that you really should have if you're ever worried about losing things, like the real Ghostbusters, 100 episodes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Things like that.
that.
Things like that you just, once they're gone, they're gone. Or you're going to have to pay a booty load of money for those. Old VHS. They're kind of my favorites from my childhood, but yes, Porky's is one of my favorites from my childhood.
We all had the same.
Yeah, I think every single middle class, lower class family had these. And some other bangers there. The Abyss, Volcano, Fifth Element, those kind of things. Starship Troopers. And then we cruise on over to the more media side of things. All my NECA turtles that are waiting to find a home, waiting for the NECA street scene diorama to finally get here from Big Bad Toy Store, so hopefully that is soon. Alright, we got more helmets. Kind of the good side of the Force guys over here. We got some Star Wars buddies that my grandmother got me for the collecting wise. And tons and tons and tons of VHSs. I won't lie and say that some of them are just there to be there, but mainly I try to get them from shows and movies that I like. You get the entrances and you get all that kind of stuff. The upcoming Scary Movie 2. Will they get the ghost? All those good things. Then we got our Batmans. We've got DC, Batmobiles, different things like that. Marvel Legends. They're hard to see, but when you can. They're good guys, bad guys shelf. A lot of mainly the movie guys. You get the original Star Wars, so uncut.
Gotta have that.
Original versions that you really need to have.
Oh, what's that? That's a good one. That's a good version.
Mm-hmm. It's a classic there. Horror, always good to have horror movies, especially VHS. You got your Screams, Crocodile 2, Cape Fear, Flatliners, a favorite of mine, honestly. Lost Boys, Children of the Corn, things like that. Then we get over to the pay a lot of money to see some people. A few highlights here. I've got all the Power Rangers I've either met them or autographed by them. And then we've got myself and Uncle BJ meeting Luke Skywalker, and also Darth Vader and the Emperor himself. Also a good time. And also, BJ makes a cameo in the picture right above him as we met Chris Jericho.
I forgot.
Back when BJ said, "I'm out of the military, I can grow my hair long."
Yeah.
So good time.
I had longer hair than Chris Jericho.
Yeah, at that point in time, he did. With the Toy Hunter from that show.
Oh, that's awesome.
I met him at Celebration. Didn't have to pay for that one, just said hi, so that was a nice one.
Picture of me.
We got me when I get out of the shower. And then everybody's 90s crush, Kimberly the Pink Ranger. Bulk and Skull and my daughter. Then we got Patrick Stewart, a highlight.
Goddamn.
My wife may or may not have had a crush on him after meeting him, but
Can't blame her.
Can't blame her. And now the tippy top, which you might be able to see, you might not be able to see. We've got some.
We'll get there. Sava.
We got some artwork. Yeah, and some more. We got the Trailer Park Boys and wrestlers, Lou Ferrigno, just some random kind of cool stuff, autographs and stuff. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, R.I.P. Scott Hall, R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. It's unfortunate. Karen Gillan, back before she was Nebula.
She was just letting her hair grow back out in that picture from after the first Guardians, I think.
That may have been before the first Guardian. I'm not sure. Right about the same time.
Well,
or she probably had filmed it at that point. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
And then we cruise on over to some artwork from not Finding Nemo, but Little Nemo. These are animation cells, and then a really good one, which is a gift, is from Doug Funny, from the show Doug. It's got Doug and Pork Chop. Kind of a hard one to see.
Use your imagination, kids.
Up top, but it's there, and it's one of my prized possessions. Then we move on to When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, Jurassic Park. We got some...
No Dinobots, though.
We have some original Kenner guys there, and then we've got the re-releases from Hasbro. Then that's Turtle time. My vintage turtle collection. Obviously, I've got a long way to go, but we will get there. We'll move on up top to some kind of randomness. We got some Married with Children pack, Dragon Ball Z, a show that I really enjoy. Then another show that I thoroughly enjoy of Stranger Things. A lot of physical media behind there as well, just in case we ever need it.
We will.
Stranger Things is going anywhere anytime soon, but you never know. Some of the movie Turtles, kind of a little shelf there. And then we go to some more of my little custom diorama area. That's my staircases. You can get those on Amazon. They're a really cool way to add some...
Is that from Crashbox Customs?
No, those are just...
Random things?
They're meant to be for little plants and stuff, but they come out to be really cool for action figures. And then we move on to my Turtles 3 display here. Came out pretty cool, I think, for my limited art skills. So I think it worked out good there.
Very cool.
And then we have my kind of what if after Turtles 3 they continued on with their ways and what their man cave or their sewer would be. So this is all fiction, obviously, but we got a lot of the turtles here working out, hanging out on their couch, playing with some figures. They got some He-Man figures. They got some Star Wars figures. April O'Neil's annoyed that she's watching the turtles play Nintendo.
Pizza again?
Never stop having pizza. Their beds. All those cool little things that we were able to, and shout out NECA. I mean, they're always putting out cool accessories that really make world building easier for us, the collector. And then we got Donatello doing some work on his computer. Then we're backing up to Star Wars again.
Same one I had in 1998.
I know, right? We've moved our way back over to... Oh, actually, sorry, we gotta hit VHS. This is one of my weirdly expensive sections of my building, as we've got kind of the whole wave of Power Ranger VHSs here. I think I'm missing some, I'm sure, but these guys are all recorded off live TV. So we've got 96, 94, Fox Kids, different events like The Big Help. We even have some wrestling, things like that. Some more Nickelodeon, Turtles, sing-alongs, Good Burger, all those fun things. And again, you can't not have anything without a hero for Earth, Captain Planet.
Right.
But what would Captain Planet be if you didn't get to go see the Coming Out tour? This is actually the making of the Coming Out tour, which is ridiculous that that's even a thing, but there it is. Awesome. Some Ernest guys and some other things. But now we move up to more Star Wars sequel trilogy figures. Again, started hot, but a great display here with the BB-8 play set.
I didn't even realize what this was at first. I had this same thing crumpled up in my closet.
Yeah, it works good for what it is.
Yeah.
Loose ships, just, anything and everything really there. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just loose Star Wars ships. Kind of covering everything from Power of the Force all the way up through the sequel trilogy. And then we got...
The stuff keeps going and going, so I'm not going to get a good angle of it, sorry.
Our Empire shelf up there, which we're waiting for a good old walker. And then we got the first ever HasLab, the sail barge.
Flex.
Fully funded, fully loaded, full of characters and other goodies.
can't see in there, but it's pretty cool.
You guys hanging out in there.
Yeah.
Again,
Right.
not exactly like accurate, but it's fun all the same. So we got
These ceilings are like 30 feet high, by the way.
yeah, we did 10-foot walls, so we were able to get as much wall space as humanly possible.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
And then we hit our loose. Here, hold on a second. Then we hit our loose guys.
They are loose.
3 3/4. That's the Ghost Crew and friends, I think. And then we move on to a few of the. We kind of start with like the bad guys. We make our way over to the good guys as we cruise along. Still rectify them first.
Oh yeah.
Lots and lots and lots of. I tried to get to a point where I only had one of each character, but I said screw it, and now we just give a lot of everybody. I think it's fun. Whatever. You make the rules, it's your collection, do what you want with it.
Alright.
Then we drop down and we get my little Obi-Wan collection.
Hello there.
Mainly young Obi-Wan. Which is kind of weird, I know, but it is what it is. The Vintage Collection Falcon. And then we got a little Biker Scout collection under there. And then holding the space for my ghost whenever it gets here is the Mandalorian's fighter. Below that, we've got more physical media.
That's no Razor Chris.
I know. We got more physical media, more Stranger Things, complete series of X-Files, 24, Blu-rays galore. Gotta have those. And you've also gotta have these. You gotta have good hands. You gotta have hands. You gotta have lightsabers and blasters, and you gotta have a good storage case if you're gonna be a serious collector. And Power Rangers, you got hands, heads. I mean, it's.
Talk about throwbacks. Brad has a great collection of outdated TV stands too that he brings in here.
You gotta have those,
Put
man.
everything in.
What would you do without them? And again, more physical media.
Good stuff.
Now we cruise on to the refrigerator.
See what's in the fridge.
We got Snapple Rain, Trulies, which I don't know that I've ever even tried.
Disgusting. So you drank some of the beer left in here.
And we got some Stickers.
And the burritos.
And
in
we've
here.
got nothing.
What in the hell? Weird.
Kids. Oh, there's a lot of spoons I've been looking for.
Could be that could be your that could be your Wampa Cave diorama.
That one day will happen. We do have a random autograph here from looks like Dave Prowse, and
Weird thing to put on your fridge, but okay.
well, it doesn't fit any.
You should
Whatever it's
make it fit.
Little knickknackies, some goodies from Uncle BJ from Christmases past. Some Jar Jars and other fun stuff. And then we cruise up and we got an original Millennium Falcon.
I just sold mine.
We've got the Naboo ship, which is like one of my favorite ships in all of Star Wars.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. New guy. Rancor.
I gave it to you.
Troop Transport. Also beautiful.
Gunju.
And a few other goodies. Then we start at the tippy top with some X-Files, which again,
Good luck seeing that.
hard to see.
Use your imagination.
All these things can be seen. You just got to be like on the other side of the room looking at them, because again, they're tall.
Just Google it if you're wondering what they look like.
We had our major pod stuff, and then we kind of cruised down to our miscellaneous. We got Twilight. Yep, I like Twilight. It is what it is.
Ah!
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of just random goodness. Hunger Games, Dr. Jones, He-Man, Frankenstein. I mean, you kind of got it all on that shelf. And then we come down to Micro Machines.
Which I can get all in frame.
A line that I loved as a kid. Again, didn't have a lot of money. So getting a few Micro Machine ships, you could spend hours and hours having space battles and things like that. So I'm trying to get a lot of the play sets. loose and displayed up. Episode 1 stuff is a little harder to come by.
Which it wasn't back in the day, I reckon.
Which, of course, when it was easy to collect it, you didn't collect it. Now that it's hard, we get down to Star Trek. I don't have a lot of loose figures, really. It's a weird thing, but I'm getting there. But I do have some rare boys, like the Voyager ship. That is a rare boy. I mean, even the Micro Machines version of the Voyager ship is a rare boy in itself. So,
you think those particular ships were just kind of getting phased out about the Voyager time frame?
It must have been, because it's just weird that they're so expensive.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
And then the movie Enterprise and the board ship, and then we get to the bridge set, which I had as a kid and was one of my absolute favorite things to play with.
Are these all the figures you got, or you got some more hidden away?
Loose guys, that's all I've got. Yeah. And then card statues, engineering, things like that. And then we're nearing the end. We come up to the very top here. We've got autographing that I got at Celebration, from Mark Hamill to Carrie Fisher to Peter Mayhew. Obviously a lot of people that have passed. Kenny Baker also, no longer with us, and Warwick Davis did Wicked. A few Lego sets just for giggles, and a Zuvio, because I like to hide the Zuvios around my man cave. And then we hit Ghostbusters. Definitely a line that I love. Love the movies. Easy to collect. But that's all a few Diamond Select mixed in with Hasbro's. And half a playset. It's what fit in this elf. And then a few Harry Potter from another franchise that I do thoroughly enjoy. Lord Voldemort and such.
I like the ghost animals. I guess that's what they are.
Not so much, but it's okay. Avada Kedavra. Harry would never. Then we back up and we get our Arnold collection. So I do dig 80s action, and what gets more 80s action than Arnold, really? Arnold and Stallone.
True.
So we got everything from Turbo Man, Terminator, Predator, to even Last Action Hero. So very cool, very expensive shelf. We do have some Super 7s coming soon. They're kind of just personal stuff. Some high school memorabilia, a troll from my grandmother, VHS tapes that I took on my camcorder that have since been Artist P World.
You bought that at the first toy show we went to.
Yeah, it's definitely there. One of my old football gloves, old things, blood still on them. All those things that you got to keep when you're a dude. Yearbooks, things like that. And then a few books. The Ultimate Wrestling books, Arnold books, things like that.
I legit thought that said porn. I was like, that's interesting.
Prom.
I like to break a mental sweat too.
But that is really it for the man cave. For us, we'll try to do this every year and see how it grows, see how it changes. But there she is in all of her glory. Constantly changing, constantly improving. That's all you really can do with your toy collection. Some will have bigger ones than mine, some will have smaller ones, but make it your own. At the end of the day, it's just a place in your room, or even a corner in your room, whether it's a single wide trailer, whether it's literally in the basement of your mom's house.
Or a gigantic building in your backyard.
Or a gigantic building because your wife will not let you keep anything inside. Make it yours, make it fun. That's what it's all about. But for myself and Uncle BJ, we're going to throw one back. A very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.